Welcome back. Episode 14, Thursday, January 4th. We're trading at 44,400. And there are rumors in the market that this is a done deal. This is just rumors. Anthony Scaramucci saying it's a done deal, but the two people who really would know are Eric Balchunas and James Seifert from Bloomberg. And they're saying it is as close as it has ever been. We're awaiting final comments now from the SEC, but it is not officially a done deal. But I fundamentally believe this thing will be approved on Monday. So I think we have exactly one more trading day in which to buy publicly listed vehicles to speculate on this. That being MSTR, if you want to play it that way, BITO, which is the futures ETF, Grayscale, GBTC, and obviously you can just buy Bitcoin as well. But those are the three, and you can buy obviously miners as well. So I really think this is 100% happening. I think it is not priced into the market. One of the really interesting things that I saw today was James Seifert said, 34% of all fund managers do not expect a Bitcoin ETF this year. Another poll that I saw in a very elite private crypto group that I'm a member of, a number of super high-profile crypto founders and commentators just simply said it's not happening. So I don't think there's a consensus that this ETF is going through. I don't think there's a consensus on the crypto side. I don't think there's a consensus on the TradFi side. So I think we're in a situation where this we could see a pretty significant relief rally when this thing gets announced on Monday. Obviously, it's crypto, so it may be a sell the news thing. I don't know, but I think the ramifications of this are excellent. They are going to be long term. It's a super bullish argument, and so there's that. How I am playing it, I got out of my MSTR today. I took a closer look at it, and this will be probably the MSTR hate episode, so I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of flack from various people telling me that I don't understand MSTR. But I got to tell you, I looked through the numbers, and I did an analysis. I posted a tweet on the analysis, and I'd like to just go over some of these numbers again, just to really explain why I don't think MSTR is a good way to go right now. So the first thing is, let's just take a look at there's really two ways to look at any stock. One is from the income level, what are the earnings per share? How are the people look at those earnings per share, put a PE on those earnings, and get a number like that. The other way is to look at it from a balance sheet perspective, like you're doing a leverage buyout, and like in the movie Wall Street, they were doing for Anacott Steel. And you look at what does the sum of the parts look like, and you might put a premium to that or a discount to that. So I'm going to look at specifically as a sum of the parts analysis of MSTR. And I put some of this in a spreadsheet that you can see. You can check all my numbers. But basically, if we look at MSTR, really we have a software business that before they embarked on this Bitcoin strategy was worth trading for about $1.5 billion market cap. I am not sure that if they had to sell it, they had to divest it, they would even get $1.5 billion market cap for it. They might get more, they might get less. I don't know, but it's on the order of $1 to $2 billion. That's the core software business. Then, of course, they have a lot of Bitcoin on their balance sheet, right? And they have about 189,000 Bitcoin as of today. And yeah, kudos to Michael Saylor for raising debt, convertible debt, regular debt to buy these Bitcoin. I feel like that was a great event. I think that the balance sheet's pretty safe. It's not like that he's going to go bust with this debt. So it was a great move. But at the end of the day, he has 189,000 Bitcoin, which are worth on the order of $8 billion, and he also has $2.3 billion in debt. So net of the debt, his Bitcoin is worth $5.6 billion. Now, MSTR has, fully diluted about 16.7 million shares. Okay, that they have. That includes the options of the shares, right? So, look, it's a big number. There's a lot of shares out there, and if you look at the ratio of the market cap fully diluted to the Bitcoin that's in the thing, you're looking at something close to 2x. Now, I'm going to put caveats on this because as much as I can go over my numbers, I'm not 100% sure that I'm not off by a factor of 10, 20%, but even 20% doesn't change this analysis, right? So I think if you look at the sum of the parts, you take the value of the Bitcoin plus the value of the underlying software business, and you're going to find that MSTR is trading at a premium of more than 50% to its underlying value. Now, could you argue that premium might even increase? You can, but I don't think, you could also argue that it could go to zero or even negative, right? I don't know. I am not prepared to bet on Michael Saylor turning this into the next Berkshire Hathaway, finding some other undervalued asset like he did for Bitcoin and leveraging up and buying it. I'm looking at it strictly from the most conservative point of view, which is what's in the treasury and what are the alternatives. So the minute that ETF comes out, I really see no reason to own MSTR. This ETF will be managed in a more decentralized way. There's a board, there's publicly traded entity like MSTR, but it's not controlled by a single person, right? So I think it is, the governance I feel is a little better for the ETF. The ultimate custody of the Bitcoin is the same entity, so it's Coinbase. So there I think we're on an even basis. And I think the ETF is going to be it's going to have a higher market cap. It will trade more than MSTR. It'll have a more volume as trading. So I don't see any reason why MSTR should trade at a massive premium to the ETF. Now, some people have said, well, it has no fees. Well, the ETF has very, very low fees. I mean, we're talking about 0.4% in the case of the Fidelity ETF, 0% for Galaxy for the first 6 months. We don't know what the fees are going to be like for the BlackRock ETF, but they're going to be low, right? So I don't think the fees are a great reason to buy MSTR. And the last argument is the leverage. And I am not convinced that if I want to buy leverage, I want to buy leverage using just having these guys have debt. The debt that MSTR does have will have to be renegotiated at much higher rates, or paid off, in which case there is no leverage. So, again, I'm not convinced that this leverage argument is a good argument for MSTR as well. So, bottom line, I decided it's too much risk for me. I'd rather own the ETF, but in the interim, I didn't want to wait and possibly see that spread collapse on me. So I just sold my MSTR, which is a very small percentage of my overall Bitcoin holdings, and I I bought long dated options on BITO. Why? Because I want to have a little fun. If this thing goes up as much as I think it's going to go up, I'd like to try to get a 10 or 20x, not just a 2 or 3x. So that's just me. I'm not sure I would recommend that to most people, but that's where I am now. I do think Monday this thing's going to probably have a spurt higher. Again, if it doesn't, I'm not worried. I think the main thing is to get to this point where the ETF is live, and I'm pretty confident we're going to have it live in the month of January, and so that's really all I care about. So I hope you guys are well. I'm going to be on a Twitter Spaces tomorrow, and I've put a link in my feed about that. I'm going to pin that to the top, so if you're interested in coming on to the Twitter Spaces and asking me or James any questions on Bitcoin and Wall Street, happy to weigh in, having kind of spent a lot of time in both of those spots, and until then, I will see you later.